Okay, I'm on Flume Canyon, and it's a very cool canyon. And there's an inner flume and a loop, and the inner flume goes through stuff like this, and you can tell that this got hit by a lot of water, but it is a nice. I don't know. If you kind of like slack canyons, it's not, it is and it isn't. There's places where it does get a little narrow, but it is a place where you can have fun, and there's spots for water. So if you have a pooch, this is a good place to find pockets of water. But I will come on and show different parts, but yeah, you can see that there's water. But even in summer, especially after it rains, there's little pockets where water catches and doesn't really go anywhere. It is a great place for dogs to get water. This is more wet than it normally is. So I would probably advise hiking boots and not like tennis shoes. There is a way that you can get through without a whole lot of stuff, but you can see how narrow it does end up getting. And it's out of a polished bench, but it's probably a good 4 miles, and you can get on a trail app called Cotrex, Cotrex. But yeah, so a really cool place of where it gets a little narrow. You can see that he's having a good time, but I will keep coming on, and down the trail I go. Just another section, but you can see this is not a wall that stops. The trail goes up this and keeps going, and onward I go. This eventually ends. The inner flume, if you don't watch it, will go into a waterfall that you cannot climb up because it's one of those hanging waterfalls. But this is us on the trail. So now, a little further down the canyon. This is a slot that you go down. It gets quite narrow. And I'm actually on a ledge above it. So, and here we are down in it. So it is very thin. It's almost like a slot canyon, but it's definitely narrow. But yeah, you can't do this if there's water coming down because it's pretty thin. But it's pretty fun. I do enjoy this trail because there's a lot of possibilities and fun times in here. If you're up for more of an adventure in Grand Junction, this would be a trail I would recommend. So, onward. Okay, so I'm at an intersection. This trail is barely visible, but there's a trail that goes up and goes out, and there's the Flume Canyon Loop is up there. I'm in inner Flume, and the only way, unless you want to go back where you came from, the only way you have to do is up and out, because as you continue this way on inner Flume, you just keep going on the trail and you run into that hanging waterfall that I told you about. It's not a fall, it's just basically a big rock outcrop. But if you don't see that trail, you'll have to backtrack completely. But that is a way out. It's trails out here are not marked, and so basically you're having to pick and choose. The problem is you have ledges like yay and day. So just be very cautious with where you're going. But I'm going to show you the rock wall so you can see what I'm talking about. There is no way out up here. It is fun though. So this is the rock pool that I was talking to you about, but yeah, as you can tell, there's no way to get out unless you go back the way you came. But yeah, my dog found a water hole, but yeah, there's a fall. And obviously this has been hit by a lot of water because all this is, everything is green down here. But there is a trail that goes up and follows this and keeps going. But this is a loop, and you can go as far as you want or take it as a loop or whatever. But in order to get out of the inner flume, you have to take that side trail in order to get out. If you miss the side trail, you won't get out and you'll be forced to come back the same way you came in. So, but you can tell that this has been hit by a lot of water. I mean, this is not normal where things are laying flat like this. But this is a very cool hike, and it's called Inner Flume, and it's out of Pollock Bench, which is the same one that Rattlesnake is out of. And Pollock is another one that's like a 5 or so mile hike. It's not bad, but this one's kind of fun. It's more of an adventure. It's fun. And I'll keep going with what I'm going on. But yeah, you can see this has been ripped to shreds by water. Last time I came through here, there was poison ivy everywhere. So, and we're coming into winter, so a lot of things are dying off, or are supposed to die off, which is not exactly happening. But yeah, you can see how everything's greening. This is not normal, very not normal. But yeah, you can see how everything is just laying down. So down there is where the end is. But when you come back, you find a little trail like this. It scampers up the side. And then you come back up. And this is when you can either do the loop. The loop keeps going further that way and loops around. Or you can go back this way. This is it's like upper Flume loop. I think it's like Flume 1. But as you can see, very nice views. But yeah, that overhang that I showed you is like right there. And you can see it from the top too if you go the other way. I'm not going to do it today, but the views up here are pretty nice. When you start out this hike, you're like, hey, well, it doesn't look anything like the video I saw. Well, you have to get down to the trail, and it's like a quarter to a half mile in, maybe. And then it goes down this. So I'm on that upper trail, but the trail you can see comes down through this and keeps going through this slot. It's a fun trail. Even in the winter, I mean, I've been able to do this in the dead of winter, and it's been good. The one trail that I would not recommend in the winter, because you can't find the trail, and even when in the summer, it's a very well, I wouldn't say very, but it's a technical trail. It's called Rough Canyon. It's out of Mica Mine. That's definitely you're hopping up and over rocks. It's a fun one, but you've got to be ready to go up and over a lot of big rocks. But yeah, and the trail is in places very hard to find. You definitely can't do it in the winter because the trail is covered up. So pick and choose. But yeah, so I'm on the upper trail now with my dog. He's having fun. It definitely has some, when water has happened, it has some spots in it where water is collected because it's a hard rock and it kind of pools. So it's nice to have. And also, I mean, it's shaded somewhat, so it's not as exposed. In places it is, but yeah, so going on down the trail. This is continuing, but you can see we're above the other trail. But it's just this on again, off again, kind of on this ledge. But it's a nice view. You can see the book cliffs that are right dead ahead. And I guess I'll take this time. So this is Mormon tea. This will open up your airways. It's pseudoephedrine. It's called Mormon because I think they're the ones that used it first on the Mormon Trail. This is juniper, a little juniper berry. Supposedly these are edible. I've tried to eat them several times. They don't taste good at all. There's no, maybe you need to cook them, but you can see that the trail is, you can see how it's cut through here. But now I'm on the upper part of it, but yeah, there's this ledgy stuff. Definitely not, I would not recommend this if you're, if you're not capable of like going up ledges. I mean, it's an easy, moderate hike. I would say more moderate than easy. But it's just a lot of the same. But yeah, onward. Okay, so this is the last part. But you can see, like further off, it just kind of winds around and kind of opens up big time. Same with that's that inner flume is down below me. And the loop actually is over here. I just came back on the upper. I didn't do the loop. I just didn't want to today. There's just too much chaos in our world to keep going. So I decided to turn around. But yeah, you can see the trail down there. That's the inner flume. But it opens up and then it goes back to the car park. And this, I think it's like Kings Valley Road. It's out of Fruta, and yeah, there's a whole lot of trails in here. You can do one a day, and it would still take you several weekends, if not months, to do them all. I've been here for many years, and I've done many of them more than once because they're fun. But you have like Devil's Canyon, Pollock Bench, the paleo area. Like Skinner's Cabin is also a part of that. There's also Codal's Canyon. And there's just a lot of loops. So like, yeah, so you can be out here and shake it up and still not get bored. And there's multiple places to park. You just have to look at the signs. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you on down the line.